This video is the continuation of the previous video. In the previous video, I answered a few probability questions. In this video, I will answer inverse T distribution problems. So the first question, the question is asking salary, right? So the mean is 85,000, the standard deviation is 6,000, and then the sample size is 25. The population standard deviation sigma is unknown, so the entire problem follows T distribution, or you call that a T procedure. In the first question is asking the maximum income of the 30.8 percentile. So 30.8%, just like Q1 back to in the box plot. So Q1 is the first 25% of the probability, right? 30.8 is the first 30.8% in the curve. So that means the 30.8% is on the left hand side. So first you have to use the inverse T to find the corresponding T value. So you do inverse T, and then you do 0.308, and then the degree of freedom is 25 minus 1. By the way, the inverse T command is not available in TI-83 Plus. If you're using a TI-83 Plus, if you want to program the inverse T manually to your graphing, to your TI-83 Plus, you have to watch one of the previous video. Or you can go online to use the inverse T calculator. There are a bunch of websites online that has a free inverse T calculator. All right, but if you have to bring your calculator to take an in-class test, then you have to learn how to program that to your calculator. All right, because on the test you cannot use internet, right? Okay, so back to my problem. So inverse T, we go to second vars. Inverse T is right under inverse norm, so we pick inverse T, and then we enter the probability or the area 308, and then the degree of freedom is 25 minus 1. If you have a newer calculator, you have to input this in a menu. For the older calculator, you do that on the home screen, and you have to type the comma by yourself. For the new calculator, you don't need to. So that is negative 0.508. For the T, I will use 3 decimal place. So this, and then we undo the standardization. So we have x bar minus 85,000 divided by S over the square root of n, that equals to negative 0.508. And then the x bar is equals to the T times the denominator, and then you add the mean to it. So let me show you how to type this in one line in your calculator. So negative 0.508, and then you multiply 6,000, and then you divide the square root of 25. You don't need any parentheses because the order of operation is correct. And then this is 84,390.4. So if your income is this or below, then you are the bottom 30.8%. Okay, and then the next part E, I ask for top 10%. So E is top 10%. So you draw a picture first, and then you draw a bell curve, and then 0 right in the middle. So you cut 10% on the right hand side, top 10%. And then this T is equals to inverse T, and then 10%. The degree of freedom is 25 minus 1. We have to use the degree of freedom because that determines the shape of the curve. Second vars inverse T, 10%, and then 25 minus 1. So that is negative 1.318. And then this is the T on the left. I have the T on the right. So this is supposed to be positive 1.318. That's the T that I want, and then you undo the standardization process. You have x bar minus 85,000 divided by the standard deviation over square root of n equals to 1.318, and then you take 1.318, multiply the denominator, and then you add the 85,000 to it. You have x bar equals to 1.318 times 6,000 divided by the square root of 25, and then you add 85,000 to it. So that is 86,581.6. Okay, so if your income is this number or above, then you are the top 10%. Okay, so let's say you have this job and your income is way over this, and then you can show off to your friend and say, hey, my income is top 10% because my pay is way above this number. And then the last one, they ask for the middle 65%. So middle 65, C is middle 65, so you draw a T curve and then you cut 65% in the middle. And then how much do we have left on each side? The answer is, let's use a different color. We take 100% minus the 65 in the middle and then divided by 2. So if you are lazy, just do this in your calculator, minus 65 and then divided by 2. So you have 17.5%, one on each side. And then this is 17.5%. And then this is 17.5%. So you have a T1, you have a T2. T1 is inverse norm, 0.175. The degree of freedom is 25 minus 1. Let's see what that equals to. Second vars inverse T, 0.175, and then 25 minus 1. So we have T1 is equals to negative 0.953, and then T2 on the, because we have 0 right in the middle, so we have one positive T and one negative T, 953, and then we undo the standardization. We have x bar minus the mean divided by 6,000 over the square root of 25. 1 equals to negative, and then 1 equals to positive. And then to solve for x bar, you take the t, multiply the denominator, divided by the square root of n, and then you add the mean to it. So that gives you the answer. So negative 0.953 multiply 6,000 divided by the square root of 25, and then you add 85,000 to it. 83,856.4, and then the other one I'm going to show you how to do a little shortcut. So you go to second and then you go to enter. Do you see that has an entry, right? There is an entry right above enter. When you do second enter, the previous entry pops up, and then you can move the cursor to the left. So now on your calculator, the negative sign is flashing, right? Just hit DEL. So the negative sign is deleted, and then you hit enter. So the other one, x bar is equals to A6 143.6. So what does that mean? That means if your income is between these two numbers, that means you are the middle 65% pay. Alright, so that is the end of this video. So if you think my instruction is helpful, let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. I will see you all in the next lesson. Signing out.